What was your "is this woman serious" moment? When my wife died 2 years ago, the only thing that kept me from completely losing it was Max, our golden retriever. She picked him out at the shelter 3 years before she got sick. Max wasn't just a dog to me, he was literally the last piece of her I had left. My neighbor Carol seemed nice enough at first. She was this older lady, maybe 60-something, who lived alone next door. She'd wave whenever I was outside with Max and always had this big smile. Normal neighbor stuff, you know? Then she started getting weird about Max. She'd knock on my door asking if Max could come over for play dates with her cat. I thought that was strange because cats and dogs don't really have play dates, but I was polite about it. I'd say thanks, but no thanks, and she'd just smile and walk away. The knocking got more frequent. She'd bring over dog treats and ask if she could feed them to Max through the fence. She'd stand there for like 20 minutes just watching him play in the yard. I started feeling uncomfortable, but figured she was just lonely. One Thursday, I came home from work around 6, and Max wasn't in the backyard. The gate was locked, the fence looked fine, but no Max. I freaked out completely. I'm running around the neighborhood calling his name, checking with other neighbors, thinking he somehow escaped. Then I heard barking coming from Carol's house. I knocked on her door and she opened it with this casual smile like nothing was wrong. I could see Max in her kitchen and she was brushing him with this fancy dog brush. "Oh, hi, James," she said, not even acknowledging that my dog was in her house. Max was looking lonely, so I brought him over to play. I was like, "Carol, you can't just take my dog." She laughed and said, "I think Max likes me more than you anyway. Look how happy he is." Max was wagging his tail because he's friendly with everyone, but that didn't mean anything. I walked into her kitchen to get him, and she actually tried to block me. "He's been here for 3 hours and he hasn't tried to leave once," she said. "Maybe he's trying to tell you something." I called the cops right there. When they showed up, Carol acted all innocent and sweet, telling them she was just helping because Max seemed neglected since I worked all day. The officers had to explain to her that you can't just take someone's pet, even if you think you're helping. She apologized, but it felt totally fake. A week later, I found a note in my mailbox that said, "I'll take Max off your hands whenever you're ready. Dogs need constant love and attention," like she was doing me some kind of favor. I put up a higher fence, but she kept peeking over it and calling Max's name in this baby voice. She'd throw treats over the fence when I wasn't looking. Max would get excited because free food is free food, but it was creeping me out. The absolute final straw was when animal control showed up at my door with a complaint form. Carol had filed a report saying Max was being neglected because I worked 8 hours a day and he was obviously depressed. The animal control officer took one look at Max's setup, his huge pile of toys, the premium dog food, all his vet records up to date, and started laughing. He said it was clearly a false report and that Max was one of the healthiest, happiest dogs he'd seen. But he had to put a warning on file about Carol for filing false complaints. That weekend, I installed security cameras. Best decision I ever made. The footage I got was insane. Carol climbing over my fence at 2 in the morning with raw chicken, trying to lure Max to come with her. Her standing in my yard for an hour just staring at my house. Her trying to unlock my back door with what looked like lockpicks. I took all the video to court and got a restraining order. When the judge read the complaint out loud, Carol's whole sweet old lady act just disappeared. She started yelling that I didn't deserve Max, that he'd be better off with someone who could give him proper attention, and that I was being selfish keeping him when I was clearly still grieving. The judge was not having it. Restraining order approved. I still walk Max with pepper spray on my belt.